You know, those neat little uniforms Japanese office ladies wear, the tidy blouse, the prim skirt, maybe even a ribbon that looks like it escaped from a high school anime? Well, brace yourself, because they were never about efficiency or professionalism. No, no, Japan didn't design these uniforms to help women type faster, organize files quicker, or climb the corporate ladder with ease. These uniforms were designed for one purpose and one purpose only: to decorate the office like living flower vases, while silently whispering to every man in the room, "Hey, I'm groom material." That's right. OL uniforms were not work attire. They were stage costumes in Japan's never-ending marriage audition theatre. While men got to wear suits, armor that signaled authority and power, women were wrapped in pastel cardigans and tight pencil skirts that screamed, "Don't take me seriously, just take me home." Efficiency, please. The uniform was literally designed to slow women down: skirts too tight for running, blouses too delicate for lifting, shoes better suited for a fashion magazine than an office floor. Imagine trying to be taken seriously in a budget meeting when you're dressed like the receptionist from a 1980s airline ad. And the irony? The OL uniform became famous, fetishized even. It wasn't a tool for career advancement. It was a costume that boxed women into their role as assistants and potential wives. It told men, relax, she's not competition. She's here to type your memos, pour your tea, and smile politely while you make all the important decisions. The uniform itself became the job description: look tidy, be agreeable, and above all, make sure the office atmosphere stays pleasant for the men. So the next time someone romanticizes the elegance of Japanese OL uniforms, just remember, it wasn't elegance, it was grooming, corporate style. Ask a weeb what they think about Japanese office lady uniforms, and watch their face light up like it's Christmas morning. Oh, kawaii, so elegant, so classy. Yeah, classy in the same way a nurse costume from Party City is medical. Let's be honest, when Western anime fans gush about how cute OL uniforms are, they're not admiring Japan's sense of workplace fashion. They're drooling over a mass-produced symbol of sexualized subordination. And the AV geeks? Don't get me started. Entire genres of Japanese adult video are built around OL uniforms: skirts hiked up, glasses perched just so, and the secretary forced into scenarios that HR departments worldwide would file under lawsuit incoming. The OL uniform became shorthand for one thing: the mix of professional surface and sexual undertone. It's a uniform that screams, yes, I'm technically at work, but I'm also decoration and maybe even fantasy material. The tragedy is how normalized this is inside Japan. People say, oh, OL uniforms are modest, neat, and tidy. But look closer. The skirts are deliberately form-fitting. The blouses are translucent, just enough under office lighting. The ribbons and vests, pure doll-like accessories that infantilize adult women, keeping them forever in a cute but not threatening role. You call it fashion. I call it corporate cosplay with a built-in wink. And let's not forget, while male employees are sweating in practical business suits designed for authority, women are trapped in these pastel cages, ensuring they look approachable, non-competitive, and yes, available. The OL uniform's cuteness is not innocent. It's weaponized. It packages women into consumable images that men can safely ogle without ever treating them as equals. So the next time a weed says, wow, OL uniforms are so classy, you can reply, classy, try classist. If you think OL uniforms are just an innocent dress code, think again. They are corporate dog whistles, clothing designed to tell everyone in the office exactly who's the boss and who's just the decorative background music. Spoiler: it's not the woman holding the stapler. Men get business suits, dark, serious, authoritative. A Japanese man walks into the office in a suit and suddenly he's a salaryman, a soldier in the nation's economic army. A Japanese woman walks in wearing an OL uniform and suddenly she's an accessory. Not a soldier, not a leader, not even an equal. Just a human paperweight, styled in pastels. And here's the kicker: OL uniforms don't just separate men from women. They separate career women from marriage track women, career track females. They wear the same suits as the men, signaling, I plan to climb this corporate ladder whether you like it or not. But the OL? Her little ribbon vest and skirt scream, "Relax, guys. I'm not threatening your position. I'll be gone in a few years anyway, off to marriage, kids, and PTA meetings." The uniform itself is a countdown timer to her exit. Efficiency? Forget it. Ever try bending over in a pencil skirt to lift office files? Spoiler, you'll flash half the accounting department. Ever tried running in those heels to catch a train? You'll sprain an ankle before you hit the ticket gate. The uniform isn't designed for work. It's designed to make sure she looks like she's working while simultaneously reminding everyone she's really there for something else. To brighten the room and, if she's lucky, secure a husband with a stable paycheck. So when you see a sea of ols lined up in identical outfits, don't mistake it for corporate order. It's not about equality. It's about conformity. A uniform way of saying, stay cute, stay quiet, stay temporary. Here's the dirty little secret nobody wants to say out loud. The OL uniform was never just about office culture. It was about marriage culture. Think of it as Japan's version of Tinder, except instead of swiping, you just showed up in a vest, skirt, and ribbon and hoped a man with a steady salary noticed you pouring tea. From the very beginning, OL jobs were marketed as temporary positions for young women until they inevitably got married. And what better way to emphasize that expiration date than to dress them like showroom models, ready to be picked by whichever salaryman found them charming enough to graduate from secretary to wife? The uniform wasn't just clothing, it was packaging. Like wrapping paper on a present that says, "Don't worry, I won't be here long. My real career goal is catching a husband." And the office played along. Think about the daily rituals. Women serving tea, organising schedules, smiling sweetly while men droned on about serious business. Every gesture was part of the performance, a rehearsal for domestic life. The OL uniform turned the workplace into a bridal training ground, practice in being pleasant, obedient, and decoratively efficient. Even her very presence was designed to make the office look nicer, just as she was expected to make some man's life feel nicer. Of course, Japan sold it as professional neatness. But let's not kid ourselves. Nobody expected an OL to rise through the ranks to CFO. No one saw her outfit and thought, wow, future executive right there. What they thought was, she'd make a fine wife. Look how tidy and well kept she looks in that uniform. So yes, the OL uniform was less about filing papers and more about filing applications. Applications for marriage. The office wasn't her career, it was her showroom. Now you might be wondering, if OL uniforms are so obviously designed for subordination, why don't Japanese women revolt? Why don't they storm the HR office and demand something practical like pants and a blazer? The answer is brutally simple: money. Most women in Japan are underpaid. I'm not talking about slightly less than men. I mean criminally underpaid. Part-time contracts, dispatch work, temporary jobs with zero benefits. By the time rent and groceries eat through their paycheck, what's left for fashion? Spoiler, nothing. So when the company hands them a uniform, guess what? That polyester vest and skirt combo suddenly becomes the nicest thing in their wardrobe. Outside of work, most women are stuck in cheap pajamas, faded t-shirts, or bargain bin jeans from Uniqlo. Forget tailored suits or elegant dresses. Those cost a fortune on wages that barely cover utilities. The OL uniform, tragic as it sounds, is often the only chance they get to look put together. It's corporate cosplay, but at least it's free. And in a society where appearances still matter more than ability, that uniform becomes a twisted form of social armor. And the system knows this. Companies love to frame the uniform as a perk. They'll say, see, we save you money on clothes. As if handing out matching skirts is some benevolent gift, not a tool of control. Never mind that men are allowed to invest in suits that build authority, while women are stuck in outfits that scream secretary forever. So no, Japanese women don't complain, because in a world of shabby home clothes and wages that don't stretch, the OL uniform is ironically their one stable fashion upgrade. It's not empowerment, it's survival chic. Let me confess, I'm ADHD. When I'm hyper-focused on making a video, I don't care what I'm wearing. Same shirt, same jeans, day after day. Practical, efficient, no mental energy wasted. Meanwhile, my younger sister, she spends her entire monthly wage chasing the latest fashion drops, new blouses, shoes, handbags. It's like watching someone pour water into a bottomless vase. And then her boss hit her with the most Japanese question ever. Okay, you're a fashion geek, but do you even have space to hang or put down all those clothes? That's the punchline of life in Japan. It's not just that women don't have the money for endless wardrobes, they don't even have the square footage to store them. Apartments here are so tiny that the closet is often smaller than a Western suitcase. Forget walk-in closets. Most Japanese women are lucky if they can walk into their own kitchen without tripping over laundry racks. So what's the point of buying 10 outfits when you've only got room for 2? This is where the OL uniform swoops in like a twisted savior. It solves 2 problems at once. No need to spend a paycheck on clothes, and no need to figure out where to put them. One skirt, one vest, one blouse. Boom, done. Suddenly, it's not just a uniform, it's a lifestyle hack for the economically squeezed and spatially suffocated. And here's the irony. Japanese corporate culture markets this as neat efficiency, but really it's a symptom of deeper issues. Stagnant wages that don't allow women to buy options, and shoebox apartments that don't allow them to store options. The OL uniform becomes the ultimate compromise. Corporate issued clothing that doubles as fashion, storage solution, and social signal. It's Marie Kondo approved conformity. One outfit that sparks joy only because you can't afford or fit anything else. So yes, my sister splurges on Zara. I rotate the same t-shirt, but the OL? She just puts on the same polyester vest every morning and pretends it's empowerment. Spoiler, it's not. Let's stop pretending. OL uniforms aren't just office wear. They've been recycled, rebranded, and fetishized straight into the adult video industry. The same polyester vest and skirt that once poured tea in a boardroom now stars in thousands of AV scenarios. From strict boss and his secretary to helpless office lady cornered after hours. What was once a corporate cage became a porn costume. And if that doesn't tell you how Japan views its women, I don't know what will. Because here's the cruel punchline. The OL uniform was never about women as professionals. It was about women as props. Props for the office, props for marriage marketing, and props for male fantasy. AV just made the subtext explicit. Where the workplace said, stay cute, stay quiet, stay non-threatening, AV screamed it out loud. Stay submissive, stay decorative, stay consumable. Think about the layers here. Women are underpaid, so the uniform becomes their nicest outfit. They live in tiny apartments, so the uniform doubles as their default wardrobe. And then, bam, it shows up in porn, reminding them their role isn't to lead, innovate, or even dress freely. It's to be ogled, sexualized, and ultimately owned. Even kawaii culture feeds into this. The OL uniform infantilizes grown women with ribbons, bows, and pastels, keeping them in perpetual girlhood. And AV exploits that aesthetic, taking what's supposedly cute and twisting it into an endless loop of sexual subordination. The uniform doesn't just say assistant, it says belonging. Not an individual, not a peer, not a leader, just a decoration men can consume in the office, in marriage, and on the screen. So next time someone gushes about how classy OL uniforms are, remember, you're not admiring professionalism. You're admiring a patriarchal dress code that leapt seamlessly from the corporate world into the porn industry. Because in Japan, the line between assistant and fantasy object was never really there to begin with. So let's review. OL uniforms were never about efficiency. They weren't designed to help women type faster, think smarter, or climb higher. They were designed to make women look presentable for men. Decoration first, work a second. And yet, somehow, these uniforms became a cultural icon. Weebs call them cute. AV geeks turn them into fetish costumes. Companies frame them as convenient. Society pretends they're neat and tidy. What they really are is a polyester prison. The OL uniform is the perfect metaphor for Japan's gender politics. Neat on the surface, suffocating underneath. Women wear them because they're underpaid, because their apartments are too small for a real wardrobe, because rejecting them would make them difficult. And the whole time, men sit comfortably in their suits, sipping tea that some uniformed woman just poured, all while chuckling about how cute she looks. Cute? Please. It's cosplay designed to keep women permanently stuck in supporting roles. And the final insult? When the workday ends, the OL uniform doesn't just hang in the closet. It lives on in AV, immortalized as Japan's #1 office fantasy. The message couldn't be clearer. We don't see you as professionals, we see you as props, at the office, in the home, and on screen. So next time someone tries to romanticize OL uniforms, just remind them they're not a symbol of elegance. They're a reminder of how far Japan still has to go. The OL uniform is less about career women and more about career wives. Less about empowerment, more about infantilization. And ultimately, less about women as individuals and more about women as belongings.